the MoChill, your boy Motz
and Chilly.
And today, we have a very, very special guest today. KZAP's own Mr. Peter Rizzo is
welcome
with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay, and Peter, can you tell the fans here who've all been around here, who've all loved KZAP for many, many years that we've watched it, tell them how you got a part of KZAP, a little bit about KZAP itself, and a little about you.
Okay, so KZAP started November 8th, 1968 here in Sacramento, and went off the air January 20th, 1992. And in that span of time, people who went to high school, still around, went to high school through all those eras, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the early 90s. They fondly remember us, they love us. And how I really got started with KZAP was I wanted to be a part of KZAP since I was 10 years old, though they couldn't hire me at the time, but I wanted to be a part of it when I was 10 years old. And various things happened in life. And when I was in my 20s, I went to broadcasting school, which lo and behold, the broadcasting school I went to, National Broadcasting School, they went out of business soon after I attended there. So it worked out great because I didn't have to pay my $5,000 in tuition.
Nice.
But they didn't help me get my internship. So what I did was I applied at KZAP. I applied for an internship, and I would call every day for like a month to Chris Davis, who was the news director at KZAP. And finally, he just gave in and said, why don't you come down, let's talk. So I went down there. The rest is what you want to call it, history or whatever. That's what happened. And then I was involved with the original KZAP for 4 years. I was involved in the morning show with Dorian, Chris, and Charlie, and the O brothers towards the end there. I was writing the news for them, and was involved in the morning shows, did interviews and things like that. So the journalism end of it, I also did production, also was an overnight DJ at KZAP up until the end, which is, what's the date today? Almost the 20th? It's been January
22nd?
22nd.
Oh,
yeah.
Did I pass it already? Okay, no one knows what the day is. Okay, January 20th, 1992 was the date that KZAP went off the air. And it shocked a lot of people. And I remember that day when I was there, and many of us were there. As a matter of fact, one of the last interviews that we did at KZAP on the air was with Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson stopped by the studio, and some people partaked with him. But that was his partaking days. And he was actually doing a show that night in Roseville at the Classic Jukebox. He was opening for a buddy of mine out in Nashville. Not opening. My buddy out in Nashville was the opening act for him, Webb Wilder.
Okay, nice.
And Webb opened up for him. And Woody had a band called Manly Moondog and the Three Cool Cats. And he was doing that. He was touring with that. I don't know if he does music anymore.
That was my next question.
Yeah, sure.
That's
But yeah, that was the last day on the air. I recall a lot of us grabbing whatever we could, because if we didn't, it was going to go elsewhere, the music and everything.
Yeah.
A lot of it got donated to El Camino High School, their radio station.
Oh, I love that station.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that in your interview.
Our good friend Mixler was to go there. Our good friend Mixler he used to go to El
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, even my daughter, when she went to El Camino there, she was involved with the station.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, we just grabbed whatever we could. I got like hundreds of albums out of there. A lot of people grabbed a lot of stuff. And we all pretty much have kept it. So, yeah. So that was the history with the early KZAP, how I was involved, if that answers anything.
No, that's great. Like, obviously still with him now.
Yeah.
Okay, and, obviously now, with the format of KZAP now, I know the format, but can you explain to the people the format of KZAP still has now, what they have now? Because you guys are, like, everywhere.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, we are a classic, we're not your typical classic rock station, okay? Right now, what we play is not only the rock that people fondly remember and stuff, the rock music, but we're playing a lot of new music. And you know what? Quite honestly, I had to write down the new artists that we're playing right now, because it's crazy. Just here's a small example.
Yes,
Probably, maybe you've heard of some of these, probably you haven't. We play RC Drive, Stella Rose, Sammy Ray and the Friends, Thus Love, Boa, Sub T, Illiterate Light, Istad, The Moss, Dog Park, The Heavy Heavy, The Silver Lights. We play brand new music from The Cure, Lear Haven, Temples, Downtown Mystic. Now, most people, you tune into another class rock station in town, odds are you'll never hear these artists.
No.
We're playing them. Why? Because we believe rock music didn't stop at any point.
Right.
It never stopped. It's still being made. It's just everyone, a lot of the radio stations still think today that's what we need to continue to regurgitate is the same old, same old. And it's not the case. And we discovered that niche, and that's what's made us grow now worldwide. Wow. The station, people are listening all over the world to us. So that's what we're doing here, not to mention the other programs that we have on the station. We play Hour of Pink Floyd. It's a syndicated program, Freudian Slip, and that's from 8 to 9 p.m. Tuesday nights.
Nice.
Thursday, so tomorrow night, whenever this is playing, but it'll be on Thursday night. Thursdays, from 9 o'clock, we have the Grateful Dead Hour. Nice. We have our own Kevin Kelly, who brought back the tradition of KZAP. We play Psychedelic Sundays, 10 to noon, all the psychedelic music. And then we have Mick Martin. Everyone in Sacramento, if you're in Sacramento, you know who Mick Martin is. Mm-hmm. He's an icon here in Sacramento. Yes, we play Mick Martin's Blues Party, new show every week, 10 to noon on Saturdays. So his show is now on our station.
Are these local bands, or are these just new rock?
This is new rock.
Nice, nice.
No, I know. We've heard the talk of, you guys should do a local music show. We're discussing it. It's just we want to make sure. Susan, who you guys interviewed recently. Susan and we love Susan. We love Susan. Susan is really strongly firm on it that there's a lot of great artists in Sacramento, no question. Mm-hmm. But is there enough to create a show is what we're trying to discover here in the process that we could do weekly where we can fill it with enough brand new music. So, and there's a lot of great new music. So, if we can do it, we'll do it.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome, man. And that's good that we need more of that in Sacramento, showing the talent but for you doing that, so we do appreciate
right.
That,
right.
What I want to know is, I'd all say that, what got you into music? What got you actually, got you into
I don't play music.
Who did that? Well, I mean, you're in it, so you're promoting it. You don't
right.
You're promoting it, so that's,
right.
Who got you into that?
Right, okay. What got me into music? Yeah. I come from a Sicilian-Irish family. Okay. I have 5 sisters, 1 brother. Really was my sisters a lot that got me into music early on, vinyl records and stuff. Mm-hmm. Nice. And then, like I said, I started listening to KZAP on a transistor radio age 10. But most importantly, I grew up in Citrus Heights on the corner of Sunrise and Greenback. Okay. My parents owned property there from 1952 to 1980. Right there on that corner. Okay. And right on that corner, too, in the early 70s, there were 2 things that opened up. One was Sunrise Music, which was an icon music store in Sacramento. Matter of fact, Jeff Watson from Night Ranger was one of the music teachers there, and I remember him as a kid going in there. Sammy Hagar would stop by once in a while in his limo to come over there. And then there was the Record Factory, which was a chain record store that was around the era Tower. They didn't last as long as Tower, but they were a great record store. I was in those places daily. Okay, nice. As a kid, ride my bike up there, go into Sunrise Music, go in the Record Factory, see what's up, and then they'd have dumpsters in the back, so I'd go in the dumpsters and take all the old record promo stuff. Nice. Right? Hey, they throw it away, man. That's how I was taking all that stuff. So they throw it in the back. Take it, and I got to know music. My knowledge is taken about marketing and promotions these days. But I got to know a lot of the music just going through and filing through all the records that were on the racks there and what came out this week. Frampton Comes Alive, okay. Oh, yeah. All these things. So that's what brought me into music, and it came and go in my life. I've been in finances for 26 years, and then hearing that KZAP came back in 2015, right. I was like, I need to be involved again. I never fulfilled my urge to be in radio, okay? I had to go back to it. As much as finances is great, mm-hmm. but I had to go back to it. I mean, even though I'm making great money there, I love radio. So, yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, man, because KZAP, like I said, it's been a staple here in this area. And in fact, we have a special guest here over there, Mr. Jerry Haliba. Maybe we can get him to come on camera for a little bit.
Are you going to come on camera, Jerry?
Can you come on camera for us?
You're going to talk from behind.
I'm going to have him sit right here in my spot.
Okay, you see it?
Right over here. And so,
right.
Mr. Haliba, we got him to come in. Thank you, Mr. Haliba, for coming in. Enjoy bracing our
Happy to come by.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Jerry. So this guy played Saddam in The Big Lebowski, right?
I was shocked when he asked the question, how do you get involved in music?
Yeah, sure.
I was surprised it wasn't the twin piano stylings of Ferrante and Teicher. But I do have to tell you, KZAP I moved to Sacramento in 1965.
Oh, wow,
And
really?
I know
That was the year I was born.
Sacramento,
Yeah.
And I knew KZAP.
Okay,
And
right.
even though, as my son Michael will tell you, I didn't know something from Shinola about rock, I did in fact understand the power of KZAP.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
It's great to see such an iconic institution that is Sacramento be so recognized now nationally and globally.
Oh, yeah, internationally, yeah.
It really is.
So what is your favorite? Here, I'll turn the interview on me. Okay. No, what's your favorite KZAP memory of the previous KZAP?
Again, probably just being the iconic radio station. I came from San Bernardino. That's where I graduated high school. We had a radio station called KMEN, K-M-E-N. And there's one station that you gravitate to. And,
Right. They're always
and
this
again,
for
what I like hearing about is you're discussing this with Mo and Chill, that in fact you're about finding the rock that's continuing to happen. Rock didn't stop. And
No, it
there's
didn't.
a lot of stations that do that. They regurgitate the
Yeah,
same.
right.
I love all the classic hits, but at the end of the day, there's new talent, there's stuff happening. The fact that MoChill is all about trying to find that talent that exists in the Sacramento, Northern California marketplace and help create a platform for it.
And beyond. our
Exactly.
internet, folks.
Exactly.
And beyond.
Yeah, and beyond.
Don't limit
Okay.
yourself.
Yes,
That's great. Thank you.
yes, definitely.
That's
Well, we love being back.
I do have to tell you, one of the people, Michael and Motz and I are working on a podcast of my own. One of the people I'm privileged to have met, we weren't close, but I met him and we spent some time together, is Casey Kasem.
Oh, Casey Kasem, yeah.
Casey Kasem
Yeah, he
became
was
the
great,
voice
man. Legend.
of the 70s.
Oh, yeah,
Forever.
he did. Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
And the 80s, yeah.
Thinking about him just the other day.
They still, I don't know if it was 96 or 93. For years, they were playing Casey Kasem's like top 20 on.
Oh, yeah, he was syndicated,
They're
yeah.
still
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They're still
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
They could play those for eternity, yeah.
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Because we had, was it C. Price? We played on our
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
that is, on our album. We have songs released there. C. Price played on our album. So
Oh, fantastic.
He's the drummer from Pablo Cruz.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. The guy that I work with, Dennis Newhall, who brought KZAP back along with Tom Cale. Dennis does work with him.
Yeah,
from
Steve's
Pablo
great.
Cruz,
Yeah,
yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Steve.
Well, hopefully at some point, I get to hear Wine Whiskey Brew on KZAP because these guys created the music and the words and
Sounds great.
It's our biggest. So.
Yeah, yes. So, yeah.
But-
Not about that. So,
Yeah, we're not trying to
talking
keep it
about
bad.
It's okay, man.
Let's
have a party here.
Yeah,
It's okay.
KZAP. Besides that, though,
I was wondering how KZAP got rebooted.
Great question. How KZAP got rebooted very simply is this. For a while, the DJs, I believe it was, and Dennis could correct me on this, about every year, they would go out and do a show on KDVS out in Davis. Okay, all the DJs would get together and do like 2 days, I think, of KZAP on the air. Bring all the old DJs back together, and they would be on the air. Well, an opening came up for LPFM stations, the low frequency FM stations out of nonprofits. And Dennis and Tom saw it as an opportunity to bring KZAP back. And that was 2013. It took them 2 years to get it all to the point where it was at the point of fruition, to where it brought KZAP back. And it was just really, the opportunity was there. Why not bring it back? And with the way technology is today, my gosh, apps, everything that's streaming, you couldn't do that in 1992 when we went off the air.
Yeah.
You know? You couldn't do that then. Today, you can do that. You know, everybody can create their own broadcast. So it's like, why not bring KZAP back? So that's how we got all the DJs to come back together again. We have some that were at the original KZAP that are on the air with us right now. Bill Prescott, who was on there in the 80s. We have Scott Forrington, who was there from the beginning. Robert Williams from the beginning. Dennis Newhall started there when he was 17 years old at the original KZAP in the Elks building. You know, so all these people that are on air on our station, and you know, some unfortunately have passed away recently. You know, the Godfather Bob Galley, you know, he passed away last year, and many others who did have their opportunity, their moment to come back on the air again with KZAP, and we were glad and fortunate to have them there. So yeah, that's what's really brought us back, which brings us to my last point here. Is this year's our 10th year of being back. We got some special things in the works.
Okay,
10 years back in Sacramento. We got some special things in the works. Can't tell you what, but we're working on them right now. That are going to be coming out closer to our anniversary, which is July 4th. So,
okay. You
July
keep us
4th is
posted, and we'll
Yes.
keep them posted.
Yeah, and keep that.
No problem.
And all Peter's information, in case that we will put it in there, so you'll be able to contact.
Yeah,
Peter
please do.
And see that stuff. So if you guys have inspiration, what I want to do is ask people, how would someone young, a young you, would you tell someone to get into radio?
There's a
how's that
pot.
Yeah. How's the path of me wanting to go into radio? How would you tell them to go about it? And what you do?
How would you get into radio?
Yes.
You got to be persistent, really. And if you're in Sacramento and that you love our station, really comes. You gotta, same thing how I got started. If you got a love and passion for this, and you're willing to work hard and be involved, and the whole thing is that you don't want to be paid, then but you want to do this. I mean, we have perks. We'll give you things like shirts and concert tickets and stuff. But if you want to be involved and you want to work, like nights and weekends that we do our events during the summer and throughout the year, contact me. We'll talk. But any other radio station, it's basically the same thing. They're not going to pay you initially. You just got to be persistent. And it's really important with those other stations that you are probably more likely going to college and you're in some communications degree or something like that you're involved in. They will likely want to take a look at that. Us, we just want somebody who wants to be involved. We got people of all ages, and you met Susan and others that want to be involved. They just want to be involved because they remember KZAP and they love it and they want to help us, which is great.
Peter, on that
Sure.
point, I have to say, I know you're familiar with promotions and promotional opportunities.
Yeah.
That both of these guys are.
Sure.
But I want to ask if part of your, and you may not want to spill the beans, but as part of your anniversary, your 10-year anniversary of the recreation of this iconic thing, if you're going to be able to point out how very rare it is for a station as iconic as KZAP to come back, to have a resurgence and a rebirth, I think that's a story worth telling that I hope gets told.
Well, let me give you a clue here. There may be a possibility that we will.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sneak peek. You heard it here
That's
first.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, y'all heard it.
So
Definitely.
yeah, I agree, because what we're looking at now is the reality, and this is what Dennis was talking to me about the other day on a call, was that a lot of these people that we're discovering are no longer here, that were part of KZAP. I mean, we're talking about Casey Kasem a few minutes ago, no longer here. All these great people that were icons of radio, even for KZAP, no longer here. And what we do have is the opportunity to where maybe we can see them again. So I don't know, that might be in the works. So
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
yeah, so that's what we really want to strive, is people to relive the history. So
Can you talk a little bit about like the state of radio and specifically public radio? Or just radio in general, whatever one you want to go
the
with.
state of radio is that from my own personal opinion, and I'm sure it's of many others, is that you need to relate to your listeners. You need to relate to them because they're not relating to you. Mm-hmm. Okay? You need to, and I'm seeing a lot because being involved in what I do with the social media for KZAP, I'm looking at what other stations are doing on social media. And they don't relate to their listeners at times. See, where we're at, and I'm not like bragging or anything, but we're relating to our listeners because they have a fond memory of KZAP, but we're also delivering them what they want. You got to know what people want. And I think that's gotten lost ever since corporations, when they changed the laws, were able to buy up every radio station in town, 5, 6 at a time. And then they know nothing. They don't know a damn thing about running a radio station. When you have an insurance company buying a radio station, come on. That was the case with KZAP, the original KZAP. Wow. They don't know nothing, and they're running it like a corporation when a radio station, it's okay, when a radio station shouldn't be run that way. It's a radio station. It should be free. It should have freedom. It should be able to play the music that people love, not what some focus group tells them. So the state of radio is that it needs to be relatable, I believe, and people will love it again. And I think going back to being what I am as a promotions director for KZAP is bring back the promotions that people are fondly remembering, the crazy stuff. I don't know if we can send somebody up a flagpole to live up there for a week, but, I haven't looked into it. Maybe I will. But, have things that are relatable for people, again, that they remember when they were kids, that they can show their children and their grandkids. Like, they used to do when I was listening to that station, they would do crazy promotions like that. They're doing it again. Because I'll ask you, we print bumper stickers. You've seen them, right? Okay, you can see them all over town. When was the last time you seen a radio station in Sacramento have a damn bumper sticker?
You're right. No, you're right. Yep.
They're non-existent.
You're right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to promote yourself that way? That's free advertising on every single car driving through town, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's these things that they're missing in radio because they're run by corporations. They've got all these guidelines and bylines and whatever that you got to follow. But what is it about the music? Is it about playing 12 commercials and then 3 songs? No, it's not. We don't do that. We're commercial free. So
yeah, that's great.
If that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I want to know real quick. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Give me a bucket list of like top groups.
Oh, okay.
Artists you see or that you pay to see, or you see that you got to see, you've seen or you haven't seen.
Oh man, okay. If I had to go to the best concert I've ever seen, it's Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that.
Hughes Stadium.
All right.
Hughes Stadium. Nice.
It was April 20th, so 4/20, 1987.
Wow.
They played Hughes Stadium. I remember that day because it was raining. And then like about 30 minutes before the concert started, the rain stopped.
Nice.
It was bizarre. And Pink Floyd hit the stage. That was historic. And my first concert was at the same place, Hughes Stadium. Doobie Brothers, Santana, Gamma, Rick Springfield.
Nice.
And who would I love to see the most come back is the Kinks. Come back, Kinks.
Nice.
Come on. It's like, come on.
MoChill's on, in case we're all trying to tell you that now.
And we'll promote your show, okay?
Yeah, we will.
Heck
Come
yeah.
here. Yeah, I had tickets to see them at the Community Center Theater, and they canceled the tour, and they never toured since.
Jeez.
And and those are a few off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a lot more I can think of. I just can't at the moment, but
you really got me. It's just
I was
iconic.
you pretty much said it was the best show, one of the best shows you ever been to. Also,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I've never seen Pink Floyd, so I'm like an student of that. When
I
was
saw
young.
Roger Waters. He was
Yeah.
We're going down to see AC/DC and I was a kid growing up.
Oh, awesome.
I can't wait for that.
Awesome. And what was great about our generation is you could go to a concert for $13.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell is it today now? you
A
got
lot
to
more than
refinance
that.
your house
Yeah.
for the Rolling Stones?
Back in the day, in the absolute highlight of KZAP's years early in Sacramento, there were only two venues: Hughes Stadium
Right.
and Memorial.
Memorial.
Auditorium.
Right.
And I think your point is very well taken about relating to your audience, because at the end of the day, the one thing technology has brought about is a range of choices. Everybody can choose
Oh, yeah,
what
yeah,
they want
yeah.
to listen to. And relatability to your audience is not something corporate America or corporate radio is terribly interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it brings up the big point here is that if you have a lot of choices, who needs to listen to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm borrow that quote.
Sure. Yeah, if you got options, then you need to be different.
Right.
And that's what
Yeah.
we're doing at Sacramento's KZAP is we're different. Where it's kind of a lot of things have been rebooted. I mean, I wouldn't say we're rebooted, but I mean we're back, and that's what matters. And if we're keeping true to our history, which is playing the music of the past, but also playing a lot of today and great blues music and stuff, then there's no secret to why we're succeeding.
Nice.
There really isn't.
I really like that, man. And make sure you tell people, not to be peeking out of here, man. Make sure you tell people how they can get a hold of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You
very
can
important.
reach me at my email address at PRIZZO, that's Rizzo, at k-zap.org.
So I think I asked Susan this, but why should I listen to KZAP as opposed to just getting a Spotify playlist?
Okay, all right. Great question here. Why? Because it's what I just said a few minutes ago. It's history, okay?
Yeah.
Because what you're getting is, what you're not getting on Spotify is listening to the way radio was and should still be. And that is the voice behind the song. When you're listening to the end of the tune, you have a DJ there that's talking to you. And we're not AI or anything.
Yeah, not DJ X. Not DJ X.
We have a DJ that is relatable to you. They're telling you what's going on in the community, and they're telling you upcoming concerts, which is something we do. Very few stations don't do it. They'll tell you about the local person coming to Golden One.
Sure.
Not local person, but the big artist that's coming to Golden One. But they won't tell you about the local artist that's playing some
Harlow's
dive bar.
Yeah.
But we do.
Great park stuff on Fair Oaks over there, by the way. They do every Thursday.
Yeah. Well, who's that?
The park. You got Fair Oaks at the park over there. That's over there.
Well, where you're going with this is in the summer we're going to be doing Carmichael
Carmichael Park. Sorry.
summer concert series out there, which they're putting those together right now. We'll be doing those in May and June of this year. So we'll be out there for about 4 or 5 of them. Our shows, we'll have our booth out there. Yeah.
So I also have another hard-hitting question.
Ooh,
that
okay.
you can choose to answer in detail or not, depending on
Don't talk to me about my sex life.
depending on how many state secrets you want to give away.
exactly.
But
My wife might be watching this.
But no, I want to pick your brain a little bit about marketing and promotion.
Sure.
Do you have some suggestions for? I mean, we're doing it. We want to get better at it. I know a lot of folks that we interact with would be interested in hearing how we can take it to the next level.
Or how KZAP can help people take it to the next level. That would be also too.
Well, here's the thing of how we're different. I mean, if you're talking business-wise, if you have a business, we don't really hit people up for a huge investment to have a sponsor on KZAP. Sponsor on our station, it's not a lot if you want to get started, and we really work hard on marketing. It's just about talking to everybody about what you do. I mean, I've been in sales for 30 years now, and it just really comes down to just talking to everybody about what does he do. This right here, when I wear this is where I work. Okay, I have about 20 shirts in my closet or more. I'm going out and wearing them every day. I don't have a wardrobe anymore. I'm going out wearing these every day.
Nice.
It's like, oh, yeah, KZAP.
Like
it's
Peter Griffin with the one shirt every day.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm going around every day, and people see me in the shirt, and it's come to now more these days that people go, that they know we're back. It used to be that they didn't know we're back, but a lot of people know we're back.
Nice.
And, I'm just handing out stickers and getting those fond memories. They're like the fuel that keeps us going. The people telling us their memories of when they went to high school or when they started listening to KZAP before they went into the military or whatever. Variety of stories that we hear. So really, it's just being involved in what you do and really loving what you do is how you really market it.
Okay.
You got to be passionate about what you do, And I've been, selling a lot of things over the years, but I've been in finances, but I'm passionate about that too. But I'm passionate about radio.
Nice.
I love this. So you gotta be crazy to love this. But I do. So I don't know if that answers your question specifically about marketing, but it's really
just loving what you do and getting out and talking to people.
You can't complicate it really. It's there's no real textbook version. There are textbooks, but there's really no textbook version of this. It's in you. You gotta love this.
Okay.
So,
Okay. How about like the differences between online and like in-person marketing? Like, do you have different strategies there?
Well, there's a lot of advertising agencies or whatever that contact me if you're asking specifically with what I do. The email helps and stuff. But nothing beats a phone call. Always talking to people on the phone. A lot of people like to hide behind an email, and it's like you got to talk to people on the phone. They got to hear your voice. You can't convey, and I always say that to everybody that is involved with us at the station. I can't convey what it is that I'm saying. And you're in radio too, right? A lot of these people are in radio, they talk on the air. You can't, and yet they're sending text and email. Look, I can't convey and communicate to you the power of my voice through a text or an email. You have to hear it. You have to hear what it is I'm saying to understand it. So that's really important. That gets stressed because so many people in this age of technology, they're hiding behind things, and you need to come out to the front so people hear your voice.
Nice.
So true, man.
Nice.
Well, I got a quick question. Where do you see yourself and the station going in the next 5 years?
We're going to be huge. We already are.
Yeah, of course, I know that, but I mean, they're like a more or less the direction of this.
We're already on the way that a lot of people know who we are. As far as me, I'm still gonna. I look forward to still being involved in this if I'm, God willing, still here. I look forward to still being involved in this, and because I love it. The thing is that I was involved in the previous KZAP for 4 years. That was taken away from a lot of us, because some corporation walked in and said, "You are now a country station." So it's like,
By the way, I know because I was mad. The station one day just cut it off like, what's going on here? Country now. And don't get me wrong, I like country, but it's just like,
you
listen to KZAP and the format, you go, what the hell's going on here? So I understand what you're saying.
It was a bad choice, but nevertheless, it was a choice made by a corporation that owned it, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
But see, no one can pull the rug out from under us here. We can do what we want. We've been here 10 years. We can be here another 10 years if we want. And with modern medicine, some of our DJs can too.
I love it.
Yeah, and you guys have DJs like everywhere, right? Too, like all over.
That is correct. We have a DJ in London in the UK, Mark in the Dark. He's on Tuesday mornings, midnight to 6 a.m. Pacific. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the DJs. I heard your interview with Susan. Those two who are in Hawaii, they're now back in Sacramento again, and broadcasting from here. And then we have one that is down in Southern California.
Nice.
So they can do this out of their homes.
Nice. We're just learning how to do
that.
Well, stop. We got 10 o'clock tonight. We got to be on. We got a show tonight.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Tonight.
Peter, I just have to add because they made the mistake of inviting me into this conversation.
Okay.
I'm the elder statesman in the group, and I will tell you, after a lifetime of marketing, I found that and what I push for is the personal, in-person connection that you're talking about when you go out to Carmichael Park or wherever you're going to be out there. That's where the passion is really conveyed.
Yes.
It's certainly better by phone than it is by email, but nothing beats in person. And the three of you creative people here are passionate about what you do, and that passion is best conveyed in person.
Nothing changes the classics, the way of marketing or anything like that. You can think you find new ways to change it, but it doesn't. It doesn't take away the fact that you need to be out there in the community. And that's what's really our key to success too, is we're out there in the community. And as a promotions director, that's what I strive to work on constantly, is that we are in the community.
Does like giving people like swag, or having shirts for folks, having whatever bumper stickers, mugs, is that an effective
we don't want to give away too much free stuff, because then it cuts into our profits, and our profits we're not, like, I keep going back to corporations here, but we're not a big deep pocket corporate radio station. Whatever we raise through selling our merchandise, goes a little bit of it goes to support the station, which, my daughter is the one who actually prints our merchandise through Tagline's merch.
Oh, nice.
She takes care of all of our shirts and things like that. Hoodies. Taglinesmerch.com. My daughter Dorian prints all her merch and stuff. But it's this kind of a little family thing. My wife works at the merch booth with me during the summers.
Cool.
So anyhow.
But it doesn't have to be expensive. If I'm not mistaken, Peter, if you've been to a Kings game, everybody at Golden One is fighting over styrofoam basketballs that cost
right?
They're fighting to catch these nickel items. So it doesn't have to be expensive.
No, it doesn't.
But if you're attached passionately to something as iconic as KZAP, getting it out there, people want it.
Yeah, you can give away little trinkets, per se, but our shirts occasionally, we'll do that. But, our shirts we're not like going to a concert where you got to pay $60-$80 for a concert shirt these days. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, you can get a shirt from our station for $30-$35. Some that are like on clearance right now for $10, Nice. Just because, we're not going to charge a huge overhead. Because we don't charge a huge overhead doesn't mean we get a lot of we don't get a lot of profit, okay? So, we're not asking a lot. You can wear a KZAP shirt and not go broke.
Yeah.
And we did purchases at one of the basements. Susan was doing that, so
it's okay.
We do appreciate that, by the way. I'm gonna rock it. Y'all know how I like to wear a hat, so I'm gonna wearing it. Repping KZAP, baby.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and that's what it's about. Is it's ultimately it's no different than how Nike started all this. It's like people are advertising us all around town. That's how it's grown. It's no secret. It goes back to other radio stations. They're not doing what we're doing. It's a mystery, but who cares? We're doing it.
They're advertising you, and they paid you to advertise them.
Exactly.
And KZ's cool anyway because cool cats.
So
right.
That's awesome,
right.
Man. I love
Right.
that.
And one of the best marketing shirts ever, In-N-Out Hamburger. They're now everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The same concept.
Exactly. So we have some more new shirts coming out this year and stuff. As a matter of fact, I have one person in particular, and she's in Colorado designing a shirt for us right now. And there's a story behind it because she has a cat that is 21 years old.
Wow.
It's 104. I think it's 104. Yeah. So it's there's a story behind it, and she's a good friend of mine, Miriam, and she's designing a shirt for us right now.
Well,
nice.
Awesome. Well, anytime you want to bring here, advertise, let us know. We'll be more than happy to do that for you, man.
Sure, we can come back and talk about events and stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. So is there anything else you want to tell the people that before we get you? I know you've been here and we've graced your presence upon us. We appreciate you.
It's no problem.
Tell the people anything else you got, like any shows coming up or anything.
Oh yeah.
About that's coming up.
If you're listening to KZAP, let's see, we got next week we have depending on when this is going to air.
By next week, so you guys.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a promotion coming up where we're going to be giving away tickets to see at IMAX the documentary Becoming Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
You know, it's rare footage of the band and including Jason Bonham. And we're going to be giving away tickets for that next week. What else have we got in the works? We're giving away tickets to go to Museum of Science and Curiosity, MOSAC. They got their laser concert series out there.
Okay.
We're going to be giving away tickets. You should still have time if this is airing next week to get tickets for AC/DC and Beatles Sgt. Pepper. Enter to win those.
Nice.
Just go to our Facebook page at Sacramento's KZAP and you can get the details on how to win. So,
cool.
And whatever other concerts that come up that we give away tickets for, we're always giving away tickets to something. That's the other thing, promotion, key, giving people free stuff all the time. So
there you go, free stuff.
Free stuff is always good, and we definitely appreciate you doing that, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else we want to get out there with people?
No, just that. Keep in mind again, as I mentioned earlier, here is that this is our 10th anniversary. Keep an eye. If you love KZAP and everything, keep an eye on what we're doing here because we're going to surprise you. We got some things in the works, and they all come together, which we're planning on them coming together. They're going to be big. They're going to be really big. So we got to keep them secret for right now.
We'll stay posted, y'all. We will.
And
okay.
We definitely appreciate you coming out, man, because like KZAP definitely a staple in all of our lives.
And that's awesome. And we love to. That's the thing. That's our fuel is the stories. You all have stories out there. We love to hear them. Go to our feedback on k-zap.org. If you're a listener at KZAP right now, which I hope you are, send us your stories. We love to hear them all the time. Which brings me up to my last story. This was an amazing one. Came right before Christmas here.
Nice.
We get a message from a guy that lives in Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
Oh,
He's listening to us.
Yeah.
He goes to a bar every night that's called Home Foods in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. It's where all the working girls go. Okay, so they're playing R&B, and then he goes in there about 4:00 in the morning and puts KZAP on the air.
Wow.
So it's amazing. So yeah, we got people all over the world listening to us. That's cool. We love it.
That's a blessing.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it is a blessing, and especially that since we both have a rock and blues background and stuff like that. Also, we love KZAP. So it's
Great. Awesome.
It's definitely on the quick dial on my
All
car.
right. Awesome. Thank you.
Put it on
Appreciate
yours.
listening.
Put it on your quick dial.
All right.
Hey, we love y'all make sure you shout out. Tell them how they can reach you again, Peter, please.
Oh yeah, at P Rizzo Rizzo at k-zap.org. You can tune into KZAP, our website at k-zap.org, or go to our download our app. We're on Apple, and we're also on what's the other one?
Android.
Android. Thank you. Apple and Android. You got to make sure you enter in k-zap and just enter it in to find us, and you'll find our apps, and you can tune into us anywhere in the world.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Do it.
Well, we definitely appreciate Mr. Peter Rizzo coming out today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes,
man.
Thank you,
we'll
Peter.
have all this stuff on, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll have all this
Thank you,
stuff
Saddam.
on the site and all this information so you guys can see that. Once again, we appreciate you. Make sure you spread love and just tune in to KZAP. Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
out of here.
All right.
My emotions started running the moment I saw you. My heart was jumping, I couldn't